Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to be parting out and cleaning all 3,449 pieces of the Lego Death Star 2. I recently picked this up from my local classifieds, and it was built in 2005 and has never been cleaned, so it's absolutely filthy. You can see in the inside here, you can see how much dust is in the bottom of the Death Star. So obviously it's very necessary for me to part this thing out and clean it, and then of course I get to have the fun of rebuilding it, in which we're going to do in one sitting here on my YouTube channel during a live stream. So today I'm going to show you how we're going to go about parting this out, and also how we're going to go about cleaning all the pieces of this amazing Lego Star Wars Death Star. So it's fairly easy to actually part out this Lego Death Star. What I noticed is that a lot of the panels on the exterior are actually identical to one another. Therefore, there are a lot of the same pieces and also the same color of pieces. So what we did is we started parting this out together. It was actually me and my wife, Jose. She was nice enough to actually help me out in this process. So we sort of divided the pieces by color and by part style. And we used one of my big acrylic organizers to organize some of the smaller pieces, and then the larger pieces that there were a lot more of, we used some big Ziploc bags. One half of the Death Star was actually all Technic, and then the other half was a lot of brick-built details. And then also there's that large sort of T Technic frame, which was a little bit challenging to take apart. As you know, Technic elements do not like to come apart. They're designed to sort of hold heavy weights. And then once I finally get the Death Star all taken apart, the Technic frame, the Technic sides, and the detail, I just go ahead and further sort some of the parts of the Death Star. So now the Death Star is completely deconstructed, and you can see that I've sorted the pieces sort of by part style or type. So this is 1x3, then some dark bluish gray bricks, Technic bricks, 1x2 dark bluish gray bricks, all the black elements essentially, lots of different light bluish gray plates, whether they're 2x4, 2x6, 2x8. So these are all the larger ones in these two bags, and these are all the smaller ones in this bag right here. So anything 2x4 or smaller. Then our oddly shaped or triangular shaped light bluish gray plates, all of our 1x2s, and everything greater than 1x4 plate and 1x4 plates. So just sort of divided by color and part type. And then I've used this acrylic display here, or acrylic sort of sorter or organizer, just to sort of further refine some of the different oddball type parts, like all the poles or the Technic connector elements and everything like that. So now that I have all these horrifically disgusting, dirty, dusty pieces sorted, I'm going to clean them by style, like one bag at a time, in this little Tupperware container here. Just use some dish soap and hot soapy water. Sort of stir them around in there and maybe scrub them with a little dish wand. And then once it's all clean, put them back how they are now, sorted, and then build it during a live stream. So there was actually quite a learning curve when it came to cleaning and drying all of the pieces of the Death Star. I've actually decided to use my sink, also a strainer. So I used the hose mechanism on my sink, just sort of blasted off the dirt. And then I also had a pool of water in my sink that helped sort of bathe the pieces as well. When it came to drying, I just used some towels, and then I'm going to let God take care of the rest by air drying. Okay, so I finished cleaning the entire Death Star. Here is my third thing of water here in my sink, and you can see it is absolutely disgusting. And my kitchen has been taken over by the parts of the Death Star. What I did was I actually cleaned them in the water there, and then I patted them to dry with some dish towels. And now I've just let God take care of the rest. And we're going to let him dry everything here, just sort of let it sit overnight and dry. But you can see I have all the pieces sort of organized and sort of all sprawled out all over the counter here in my kitchen. And it's going to be fairly easy once these pieces become dry. I assume they're going to dry. I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, if you leave any water, it does dry over time. But once they're all dried, I'm just going to put them back into their original Ziploc bags, and they're all going to be parted out and fairly organized. And when I go to build this thing, it's going to be fairly easy to build because everything's going to be really organized and easy to find, so I'm pretty stoked about that. But there we have over 3,000 parts on my kitchen counter, and you can see how big this Death Star is, especially when we look at all the parts all over the place in here. How do you guys go about cleaning your parts? This was actually sort of my first experience with taking a set apart and cleaning it, so it was a bit of a learning curve, like I said earlier, but I think I figured it out here. Just gonna let a lot of the pieces air dry after I took a lot of the moisture away with that towel. I think it should be fine. Right over here is the only piece of the Lego Death Star that I did not clean. This is the UCS plaque. But like I did say, guys, we're gonna be building this Death Star in one sitting here during a live stream on my YouTube channel, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Have yourselves a great day. Appreciate the view. Give this video a big thumbs up, and we'll see you again in the not so distant future. Bye for now.